welcome to another episode of Hold My Whistle. The date is September 6th. Today we're talking about the death of Burt Reynolds, our starting lineups, Riding the Pine, fantasy football draft, game one in the NFL, and the whole Nike Colin Kaepernick controversy. I'm with my buddy Foy.
What up?
We got Josh in the studio today.
Howdy.
And it's our new studio.
Yeah,
the Dungeon Part 2. We're in our new garage.
We're christening Paulo's new dungeon. I'm not going to lie, dude. I like the setup. It's the feng shui in here is definitely going a little more.
You know, I got the flags flying.
It's cozy. I feel at home. I feel like I could take my shoes off right now and have a beer.
Yeah,
You are having a beer.
Oh, go figure.
it's not as hot and shitty as the other garage.
No, it's the temperature's cool. The sound is good. The water heater's a little closer, but
I think everybody's in bed, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be going off.
Exactly. But it's bye week for us in San Ynez. We had some extra time, so Josh was able to come hang out with us today, and pretty fun. Glad to have you in. But sad news, I found out through you
Yes.
that one of America's greatest actors, Burt Reynolds, passed away today at the age of 82.
I don't know if I'd call him greatest. I'd call him iconic.
Yes.
I mean, Smokey and the Bandit,
Paul Crew.
Boogie Nights.
He was in what's the one with the river, where they go with the banjo player.
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
He was in Deliverance.
Yeah, true. Squeal like a pig, boy.
Yeah, Boogie Nights.
Yeah,
That
I
was
did mention that.
Oh, did you?
Here, let me. I'll IMBD.
Yeah. I mean, Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Wasn't he in with the movie with Demi Moore when she was a stripper?
Yes.
Striptease?
Striptease.
And he was talking about getting the Vaseline in between his toes.
Oh, so creepy.
Super creepy.
What did he die of?
I don't know. He's 82.
Awesomeness?
Old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesomeness.
Shadow Fighter, Henry. Never heard of half these movies.
Stupid. All you need to know, Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball 1 and 2. Those Cannonball 1 and 2 were those iconic. We were poor growing up, so we had to rent a VCR like once a month. And you always rented Cannonball 1 or 2 because the front cover list looks so cool.
I always, and we got to give to him. He probably had one of the greatest mustaches of all time too.
Yeah, Tom Selleck gets...
He's second to Tom Selleck.
Got to go that way.
Let's see.
He probably got with a ton of chicks in the 70s and
Dude,
80s.
and I bet he was just doing rails of blow in the 80s.
Oh yeah, dude. He grew up in a good time.
And then we also found out that he played football at Florida State. He's a Seminole.
True.
Yeah, I did not know that until I just recently looked that up.
There's been a lot of actors that are ex-college football players or pro football players, but I never knew that Burt was one of them.
Yeah. I think it's a long lost, forgotten fact.
Because Apollo Creed used to be a Raider, right?
I don't know.
And then there's a guy in like NCIS used to play the quarterback at UCLA. There's a lot of...
Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, if you're calling The Rock an actor, he played college football.
Yeah.
He's probably the greatest action actor right now.
Or the most sought after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the best actor. That dude has built a brand and an empire where he's so good at social media. People just flock to see his movies, and he's huge in China.
Oh, well, he definitely is literally huge in China because they're super short.
True.
So let's start off the show with our starting lineups. So, Josh, as a guest, you're going to go first.
I have a special starting lineup, and I think it's only going to be relevant to those of us in the St. Ynez high school coaching group.
Oh.
My starting lineup is head JV coach Paulo Agloni's cowboy hat. It needs to come out more often. It looks good on him. His wife likes it. So I'm giving my starting lineup to your cowboy hat.
The hat, not me.
Not you. No, God, no. AKA the Bum Phillips of the Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Tony and I went through an awful lot to try and get that hat.
I was so disappointed in a handful of things that day. We just moved, and everything is an organized pile in our garage. I have no idea where anything is. And Tony calls me and is like, "Hey, you wearing your hat?" And I'm like, "I'm pretty much on the bus right now, Tony. I'm not going to get my hat." And the only reason I will wear my hat when Tony asks me, because Tony will bug the hell out of me for a month.
He'll flatten your tires.
He'll flatten my tires. He is just irritating.
He's an ornery old man.
He's ornery. He's just persistent.
Funny thing is, like, not to sidetrack it real quick, but on Tony, I was looking back at the old team pictures that you've hanging up in the office. Every one of them, it's without a beard. He looks so much younger without a beard. I almost forgot what he looks like without a beard.
Oh, he looks great with the beard.
Oh, yeah.
So I text my wife immediately after, and I'm like, whatever you do, don't let Tony and Sean in the house, right? Don't help them out at all.
So I text Elise, and I'm like, hey, do you have any idea where Paulo's cowboy hat is? He has to wear it for the game today. And she's like, I'm pretty sure I know where it is. I'm not going to be home, but I'll leave it out for you in the garage.
And I don't want to say the D word, but I was really disappointed in my wife. And
we were the exact opposite. Our cup runneth over in pride and Elise Agloni.
I was never more proud.
And like I said, I like the hat. I'm not against it, and I'm not ashamed of it. But it's undefeated, I think. I'm pretty sure it's undefeated.
I know it's got a great record.
It's got an awesome record. And the first time I had to wear it, it was because of punishment. But I like it. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I was just happy when Tony and Sean showed up at the JV game, and they're like, "He's wearing the hat."
Yep. And I didn't hesitate.
Yeah, you
did. I'll tell you what. It did,
you took it off in the second half.
It was hurting. I don't know what the hell happened. It was like grinding in my forehead.
Well, your head must be growing.
It happens at your age.
Well, I knew I was gaining weight in my belly, but not my forehead.
Well, I mean, as the hairline goes back, the forehead gets larger, I guess.
But the best thing is
your body was looking for more places
the
to grow.
side-by-side shot of me and Bum Phillips,
dude,
is epic.
We posted that on Instagram, didn't we?
No, not yet.
I'll you were going to.
Oh, I think we need to.
Oh, yeah. Now the hat's on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I thought it was apropos.
Well, I thought since I've worn it probably 8 games with all 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And Tony told me he was going to get me like a snakeskin hat loop,
hat band. I think you need to hold him to that.
I've worn the hat. I've held up my side.
I think you need to bring that up to him.
I want like a rattler with fangs.
Well, they can't have the fangs because you could still get bit by a dead rattlesnake.
Well, I'll take that risk. I'll take that risk.
Yeah, I can just see your son. Oh, Dad, what's this? Ow!
I also want the matching pair of boots with the snakeskin boots with the rattler on the toe.
Oh, you want
cockroach killer?
Yeah, you need some cockroach killers.
Exactly. I'm, like I said, I'm part of the valley now. Now that I live in San Ynez, I'm even more country than before.
Definitely more country.
Yeah.
Paulo is now down the road from me as opposed to 5-6 miles away, which makes my commute that much better.
Yeah. I'm stoked about it. I could bug you that much easier.
I'm proud to say that you're a San Ynezian now.
Ooh, yeah.
If that's
San Ynezite?
We don't say that.
No.
Don't do that ever again.
I don't know what they're called. San Ynezian?
No, we don't even say that.
I'm from San Ynez.
Yeah, I'm from San Ynez.
San Ynez. It's one word too.
San Ynez.
That's right. So Sean, what's your starting lineup?
I'm going to go a little off track here. I normally don't root for this guy. I'm not a fan. But Nick Saban is in my starting lineup today. I liked the way he handled the interview after the Alabama game.
Yeah.
They were putting some difficult questions on him, trying to, put one guy ahead of the other and kind of like throw a divide in his team. I really respected the way he handled that interview. I mean, it came off a little brash and a little harsh to the reporter, but his comments in, how both guys were equally good and their skill sets would both provide for the team. I thought that was a great calculated answer to not show favoritism to one guy or the other. I really liked the way he handled that. And I'm not a Nick Saban fan or an Alabama fan.
Hate them both.
Really?
I hate Nick Saban and I hate Alabama, but I agree with Sean. I think Nick Saban's a phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the college level.
True. He's shit the bed at the pro level.
Yeah, he's not a Dolphin.
Well,
that was hilarious.
It's because in the college game, you have control. You are essentially the guy, God. You can play that role, and people have to do what you say. In the NFL, you got men going to tell you to go pound fucking sand because they're a grown ass man. They don't need to listen to you.
And in the pros, you have an owner and a general manager and someone that's above you that's telling you what to do. And then you're kind of the middleman. And like you said, the grown ass men ain't going to listen to you.
Yeah, they're not going to go for that shit. They're going to tell you to eat shit.
But I love that he had attitude too.
I appreciated it.
Yeah, it's like I understand the controversy, but to be in Alabama and have that problem, it's not only coming from the reporters. It's probably come 10, 15, 20 times every day to him. And he's answering the same question, giving the same answer. And to win a game, they well-handedly, they dominated, normal Alabama game. Hearns had a little bit of a hiccup here and there. He wasn't throwing the ball as good as Tiaglavova, right?
Excellent.
I've been working on my... It's getting better.
Hooked on phonics.
Worked for me. But it's got to be irritating to answer the same question over and over again, to be successful, and then to add, his system's working.
Yeah, and it's like, the standard media approach is trying to get a reaction, like an adverse one, to try and create a little controversy and stir the pot a little bit. And I didn't like, however, how he had to apologize following the interview. I think it was the next day he came out and apologized. I didn't think it was warranted. I didn't think he was over the top or...
Well, I don't think the female reporter was ready for how he responded, and I think he apologized more to her, being a gentleman.
It's bullshit either way. I mean, gone are the days that you could speak your mind without having to fear retributions of hurting anyone's feelings. You should not be in sports broadcasting or in sports at all if you catch feelings easy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like, what kind of answer did you expect to get? It's like, oh, he's going to totally badmouth one of his own guys? I mean, that's not what you do as a head coach. I mean, Josh, you're a head coach. You're not going to go throw your own kid under the bus.
No way.
I mean, that's just sensible, smart coaching.
Right, and for her, if you actually look at the situation, Hearns was a starter all the season, before Tua Tagovailoa.
Who? Hurts? You mean Hurts?
Was a starter before.
Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts was
I thought you meant Alan Hearns.
Yeah, he kept saying Hearns.
Did I say Hearns?
Tommy Hitman Hearns?
Yeah, I thought he meant the receiver from Dallas.
Oh, the number one wide receiver in Dallas.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about me messing up people who play football. And they're healthy and not healthy.
All right, Paulo.
All right.
That's my starting lineup. Who's in yours?
I'm going tennis, guys. U.S. Open.
Oh, great.
I'm doing it.
Jesus.
So wonderful.
I like it. Hey, number 2 seed, Roger Federer, gets knocked out by some random Australian, John Millen. And now he's in the running and super famous. This guy was never going to get a chance, and he's making the best of it in the U.S. Open. I'm just kind of excited to see what he does.
You're going with he's famous now?
He's famous. Yes, he's getting endorsement deals.
Why are you going with him because it's close to New Zealand?
That's the thing. Is like I'm not a fan of Australia. We're not fans of Australians. Being a New Zealand guy, we don't like each other.
Wait, so I missed it. You're New Zealand? You're Kiwi?
My family's in it. I'm married into the.
Oh, okay,
Kiwi.
got it.
We've kind of gone over this in other episodes, but
no, I know. I'm staring at the Peruvian flag, and I didn't see the New Zealand flag in here.
There's a sticker in here somewhere. It's small.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, there's no black shirts.
But there's nothing else. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally invested in football right now. But there's nothing else really happening. U.S. Open's cool. I'm watching Serena. She's dominating. This guy just beat Roger. And maybe it's more of Roger going down, but it was going to happen sometime. And this guy, John Millen, is the guy who did do it. And
well, here's the John Millen then. Good for you, Johnny.
I'm saying. Johnny Millen.
Yeah.
Go Aussies. Oi, oi, oi.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't. It's my starter. If he wins anything big, I called it early.
Okay.
I'm investing. I'm investing cheap and then hoping he does something on later.
Penny stocks.
There you go. Exactly.
Hey, you heard it first on Hold My Whistle. Paulo predicting John whatever Australian.
Johnny Million.
Boom.
Johnny
Millions.
Johnny Millions.
That's right. He's got famous.
Yeah, from our podcast.
Good for him.
Okay, so let's get into our next segment. Riding the Pine.
Sit down. Sit.
So we've conversed together, and we've decided that we're all universally going to choose one Pine Rider for the week. Sean, why don't you give it to us?
I think it comes as no surprise if you have any pulse in the sports world right now, especially the football sports world. leVeon Bell is riding the pine for all three of us today. The dude, for the third straight year, has refused to sign his franchise tender, and he just is a no-show. They got a game Sunday, which he is not going to be participating in. His agent has hinted around a longer hiatus, And it's really sending a bad message, especially to his teammates. I mean, his teammates have come out publicly speaking against le'Veon, which typically doesn't happen in like contract situations.
No, and it's that unwritten rule of the locker room. You know, to keep a strong team, you got to back each other, even when you don't want to back them. Mm-hmm. So it says a lot, I think, when you've got the offensive line speaking out against him. I mean, those are your dudes. When you're a running back, like it's one thing for the linebacker to speak out against you, but for your boys, the offensive line to speak out against you, you know there's some dissension in that locker room. And it didn't just start this year. This is coming back from the last couple times he's done this.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was like 14. I mean, granted, it was a 1-year tender, but it's $14.5 million. It's not a long-term deal. I get it. He wants that long-term, big guaranteed money. But it's $14.5 million for this season.
Yeah, the franchise tag isn't that bad. You're getting your top 3 paid, right? It's the top 3 average.
I mean, I get where he's coming from, that he wants some security, some job security. And unfortunately, when Le'Veon Bell burst on the scene, the feature back was on, it was on the back burner, right? And then just in the last 2 or 3 years with Zeke and Gurley and some of these guys.
David Johnson.
Yeah, they've put it back on the map, so to speak. And when you see Gurley get that big contract, that's, he wants it. And I get where he's coming from, but I think there's better ways than to hold out again and then during training camp put up on the internet you at the strip club with your girl. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a better way to go about it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad with even the fans. Everyone's over him. There was a video of middle-aged white lady, blonde hair.
Oh, yeah, we watched that.
Did you see that? Yeah. Just whatever. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll get a running back. No big deal. We made him. Yeah,
and the backup, the Terminator, James Conner, he is the man.
I picked him up.
I did too.
Quick.
Yeah, and he's a local kid. He played at Pitt, so he's definitely got some ties to the area, which is even better for him. He's going to get an opportunity in what is arguably one of the best offenses in the NFL. I mean,
they've been just historically solid at the running back position, and mostly because of their O-line. They're going to run strong.
Yeah,
well, and they got the threat. You got Antonio Brown and Juju. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Big Ben's still there slinging it. I mean, it's a little weaker now that Le'Veon's not there, because Le'Veon gives you that run receiving threat, because he's so dangerous in the run game and equally as dangerous in the pass game.
So does the contract stand? Does the Pittsburgh Steelers still want him if he holds out for 5-6 weeks, or if he's ready to come back and they say no?
No, that franchise tag stands. So like right now he's losing whatever they said, $890,000 a game.
Yeah, he's just missing the game checks.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. So the contract stands. So if he comes back, he picks back up. He doesn't get the money he lost. But I think the thing Connor now is playing for, I think, a multi-year contract. Because if this dude comes out and balls and Le'Veon misses 4 or 5 games, and this dude averages $1.20 and a tub a game, he's getting a contract.
Yeah, it's not going to be a Le'Veon size deal, but the Steelers will get off semi cheap, and the kid will get past his rookie deal, and he'll be happy to stay in Pittsburgh, I'm assuming.
Yep.
What's the longest holdout someone's held out before? I can't even think. It was a couple. I think 5 or 6 years ago, someone held out for a while, but he's planning to hold out 8-10 weeks.
Yeah, that's what his agent was hinting at. I mean, to me, that's just selfish and dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, you're a football player. You need to go play football.
So no one's really blaming Pittsburgh Steelers, like, hurry up and give him a contract. Everyone's fine with him just doing the 1-year contract, because he's hinted multiple years that he wants a longer deal, and just to keep telling him no.
I think they should have gave him a deal. I mean,
or get rid of him, or they should have got rid of him.
Yeah, if you don't want to pay the man, trade him, release him, whatever. But you can't. I don't think they should be able. They should keep giving him this 1-year franchise tag. I think that's unfair, especially what he's done. But at the same time, I don't like the way he's handling this holdout.
Yeah, I mean, especially for the 3rd straight year.
Yeah,
I get the first one, the second one, okay, but another holdout due to the franchise tag. It sends the message that, I'm over this place. I don't want to be here. You're obviously not that interested in me. I mean, I'm going to hold out until A, you get rid of me, or B, you pay me. I mean, and how, as a teammate of that, how do you perceive that? Just listening to some of the comments from the O-linemen, you got some of their O-line guys like, He's mentioning, he makes 7 times what I make. He makes 2 times more than the starting left tackle. And it's like, we're the guys that get it done for him. And it's like, they don't give a damn about the contract. It's like, now it's affecting the gameplay. He's already, now they have to go on without him and just try and make headway with or without him. So it puts everybody in a tough spot.
All right, so leVeon, sit the bench, bro. You're right in the pine. All right, let's get into game 1. It's happening right now. We got the Falcons versus the Eagles, returning Super Bowl champs, and it's a traditional game 1 start. It's boring as hell, right, guys?
Oh, it's 12-10, 4 minutes to go in the 4th. There's been one bonus, Julio Jones. Let me check.
They went to him early, though, right? He started catching really early.
Yeah, he was hot early. I mean, he's at 7 for 106 right now.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Ryan doesn't look good.
Surprise.
The run game is highly ineffective.
J.I. scored a touchdown?
Yeah, he's at 51 yards right now, and he scored a tub, so we're sitting good.
Yeah, decent day. I mean, Zach Ertz, 5 for 48. That's Josh's guy. In one of my leagues, one of my 4 leagues, I have Julio Jones, so I'm happy, but I'm also going against Julio Jones in the coaches league and the Philly defense. I'm losing to a guy who was on auto draft, which totally pisses me off.
Speaking of the first game or just rookies in the NFL, I'm always excited to see rookies get their welcome to the NFL moment. Get that first lick or someone jacks them or they make a messed up play and everyone kind of gets in their ear. Always kind of funny. But week 1, Thursday night, non-exciting.
No.
But everyone is checking their cell phones. Everyone's excited for fantasy football.
Oh, it's the best time of the year.
You were saying earlier, Josh, that people were saying that NFL ratings are down.
Yeah.
But it's because everyone's streaming and checking their phones. They're not watching the game.
Yeah, fantasy's at an all-time high, so the interest in the NFL is still there. And I think that there's less and less cable subscribers and DirecTV and Dish Networks are subscribers. So many more people are, and I'm almost about to go that way because it's literally Netflix or HBO Go or Hulu.
Yeah.
We stream everything.
Right.
And the best TV and shows now are on Netflix or those platforms. The only thing that's keeping those cable guys alive is, I think, live sports.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they have left. They're holding on by a thin string.
Yeah, well, did ESPN re-sign, what's his name? The guy who does all the funny...
Chris Berman?
Chris Berman. They re-signed him this year.
Oh, they brought him back?
Just to help out ratings and stuff. And
wow, that's
he's classic though.
Don't get me wrong, I love me some Chris Berman, and I love his outtakes where he just blows up and loses his shit. It's so funny.
Oh, that's the best when he starts cussing at people.
Oh yeah,
he just loses his. J.J. 11-yard touchdown.
Boom! Gotta love that, baby.
Love it, love it.
You're gonna love that. You're gonna love that. But now the Falcons have to throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, that could cancel itself out. But the fighting squirrel they'll survive.
Oh yeah, you're drinking.
This is the
Bros
first
League.
time
Yeah.
Hold My Whistle is doing live updates, guys.
Well, this is a monumental moment for you.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
You're hearing it here first, folks.
So, anything else happening in the fantasy world, guys, that we want to talk about? I had a fantasy draft last night.
As did I.
I had a fantasy draft this last weekend, and I'm sure Josh has got a story to tell.
So we got Paulo to join one of my leagues that I'm in. We had a guy bow out, and we had a vote. I
won by one vote.
One vote, he won. And we did find out who that one vote is, and we will thank him privately. But Paulo got into this league. This league has been around for like 16 years or something of that nature. You get to you have keepers. And before we started, Paulo was, of course, late. And so I was...
Not the latest, though.
No, but I was, of course, early. And
yes, you're punctual.
Me and the 3 other guys were talking, and we were talking about Jerick McKinnon being injured that day, going down with an ACL tear. And I said, hey, if someone drafts him, we don't say anything. That's on them. And, it's a keeper league. This guy's going to draft him for a keeper. So fast forward, Paulo picks Saquon with his first pick. Second pick, so excited because Paulo's a 49er fan.
And they're calling me Fresh Meat because that's the old team name.
Yeah, Fresh
Right,
Meat.
and I'm like, hey, and I let everyone know, no matter what, I'm always going to be Optimus Primetime. And so I make an announcement. Optimus Primetime takes
Jerick McKinnon, running back, 49ers. Boom. Hand slams down on the table.
Josh leans back in his chair and looks at me like, you idiot. And I'm so excited you fucked up because I'm going to ride you so bad right now.
There was a hush over the room. Eyes to me. And I go, you heard the man. He drafted Jerick McKinnon. And then as soon as they wrote it down, said, well, hopefully he'll get to play next year because he's out with an ACL. The look on Paulo's face looked like somebody that watched their puppy get run over by a truck.
I was so disappointed in myself. So obviously we've talked about the move. It was my final day. Touch up the paint, get everything in. We don't have the Wi-Fi set up yet. My cell phone's, I should have had updates set up and used my data. I didn't even think about it. I hurry up. I get to the draft when I can. Like Josh said, I was a little bit late. I was just in a hurry all day. And I get there, time to relax, sit down, eat a taquito. Great food spread, by the way.
It was
Johnson.
tasty food.
Yeah, tasty food. And I see him. I took a picture from the night before. The night before I took the top 300 and what I kind of wanted to do. And so I just screenshot it because I knew my Wi-Fi was down. And I use it, and he got hurt that morning.
Yep.
In a non-contact drill.
Yep.
Full season.
Non-contact injuries are the worst.
Yes, they are.
They are. So hey, it happens to the best of us.
And the worst of us.
Yeah.
In this case.
And so hey, I'll take that. And being a new guy in the league, I'm okay getting laughed at for the first season, but I'm bringing the heat.
Right.
Optimus Primetime.
Are you
Watch
gonna
out.
Are you going to make the playoffs?
Yeah. Well,
How good's your squad?
Pretty solid.
No fucking way.
Oh yeah. I'm coming after it.
I got a C note right now that says you do not make the playoffs.
What's
$100 bill.
Is it top 4 out of 12?
Top 4 out of 12.
Come on.
No way.
Let's hear this team.
All right, here we go. My quarterback suck. Okay, I got Matt Stafford, Saquon,
Okay, wait.
Kenyon Drake, Doug Baldwin, Emmanuel Sanders, Vance McDonald, Marquise Goodwin, Broncos D, Matt Prater's my kicker. On my bench, got Sanu, Garop, Nick Chubb, Eric Ebron, Chubb.
Yeah, Chubb.
49ers D, got Lambeau as a kicker, and then I picked up Connor, the running back from Pittsburgh today.
And you're not starting him?
Well, I just got him right now, so he's not playing. But
you need to make sure you start him.
he's going to play for Kenyon Drake.
Connor might save you if leVeon sits out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, but if he doesn't, you're in that 9 to 12 area.
You're going to struggle to win 3 games.
I'm making moves.
You don't have enough firepower offensively.
Your team is a bunch of bums.
You love that word now. Don't use my word. That's my thing.
He's a fucking bum.
He's a bum.
No, that team's a
You
bunch
dirty
of bums.
Well, it's like your whole possible like point values are based off of Saquon as a rookie and how he performs. I mean, to me, that's a lot
He's
of egg.
going to be fine.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Is he going to be a fucking stud?
No, well, and look by the time I had this pick, so the other weird thing about this league is the longer you've been in the league, the more keepers you could have. So there's one guy that has half of his team kept.
He has 5, not half of his team. He has 5
half
keepers.
the starting lineup.
Okay, but not his team.
Right. It's still
It's like a dynasty league.
Yeah, it is. It's a dynasty league.
Oh, I never heard that. No, I know.
But-
I'm in a dynasty league, guys.
Yeah.
And just listening to your offensive players, it's you got some decent guys, but you don't have like home run hitters.
There's no home run hitters.
You have
gotta
a
remember, I
bunch
was
of
the
role
last
players.
pick.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a couple keepers. How many keepers did you have?
1.
You stayed kind of true to it.
Hey, I won my second year in that league with no keepers. You can win that league.
Yeah, it's
With the same guy still having 4 or 5
there's a lot.
keepers.
There's other people out there that might have drafted better, but they don't know what the hell they're doing, and they might make some moves that might hurt them later on in the season.
Oh, all right.
And I might be the beneficiary of those moves. So
Oh, you might. You already making deals with Dan Greenballs and
I'm not.
lick my Antonio Brown eye?
I'm avoiding that team. So
That's not what I hear. I mean, the chatter on the street is he's making a deal with you.
he talks to everybody.
He doesn't talk to me.
Not,
This is just what you're saying.
I think
Well, it's
me
'cause
getting
you don't
the,
know anything,
I think
Josh.
me getting in the league has took him off of you and onto me.
Well, he does read a lot of books. Self-proclaimed.
He's
You
a
said
nerd.
that. Yeah,
He said, I'm a nerd.
said
I read
it.
a lot.
He does read a lot. I'm just happy he can still read.
So, Sean, here, how about this? If you were just a bare dude, you've never been into sports, would you take a guy who is a football coach, who's been watching the game for years, or would you take a guy who is a book nerd to have a stronger fantasy team?
It's kind of a no-brainer. You take the book nerd.
I'd agree. They got more time.
Right? Yeah. No, I mean, fantasy, granted, fantasy is all luck. Like, when it really comes down to it, it's all luck. You know, you can pick the arguably best guys, but if they don't perform, there's nothing you can do. But knowing what their skill set is, how they are valued in terms of not only their offense, but where you pick them up, it's, you need to have some knowledge of how the game's played, where your team plays, who they play. There's so many other variables that go into drafting a good fantasy team, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah. And I think one of them is knowing the system, the offensive system that said player plays in.
Exactly.
And the change of a system.
I mean, it's like...
And how that system goes up against a certain defensive system. See how the matchups and all that.
It's like you're going to go against the number one rushing defense with middle-of-the-road running back.
Yeah.
Probably not a good play. Ultimately it comes down to knowing your personnel and, putting them in the most optimum spots.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for fantasy football. Again, we got the first game done. Oh, is it done yet?
No, it's Matt Ryan passed to Julio Jones, 18 yards, first down. 1.5 minutes left.
You heard it first here on Hold My Whistle, guys. Just remember, first time live updates.
Julio's balling right now.
He's got 31 points.
Woo!
That's a big night. Big night.
Well, let's talk about the biggest company in the world, Nike.
Oh, we're going there right now?
We're doing it.
I don't know if I'd say biggest company in the world. But
Well,
the sports world.
Sports world.
Yeah.
I don't know any other world other than the sports world.
Is there any others?
But they're, I guess not. No, sports world. That's it for me. Anyways, the big Nike ad that got released this week with Colin Kaepernick, just raising major controversy and a whole bunch of funny memes.
Oh, the memes.
The memes are great. My personal favorite is the Jay Cutler one.
The Jay Cutler is so good.
Oh, with the cigarette superimposed out of his mouth. It's the best.
Yeah. Black and white photos have never been more popular than this last week.
Well, it's classic, and it looks classy.
It does.
Yeah, I'm looking up the Jay. Dude, I can never remember the Jay Cutler one.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many now.
Well, so what's your take on it, Paulo?
Well, I'm not offended, and I'm not going to stop wearing Nike's shoe. I busted out one of my favorite pairs for today just to wear. I think that people who don't buy Nikes, and I think you brought this up too, the people who are buying Nikes are young black men.
Yeah.
And they're buying a ton of it. And they're buying the new stuff. And they represent it well. I think Nike knew what they were doing the whole time. I really don't mind it, to be honest. And the whole Colin Kaepernick thing is kind of played out like, are people more offended that Nike did it? Or remember, he was a Man of the Year last year.
Yeah, by GQ. Ridiculous.
Well,
my take on it is, and I'm going to continue to wear Nike, and it has nothing to do. I don't need to get my politics from Nike.
Yeah.
B, I have never bought a shoe or supported a brand based on a celebrity endorsement. Hell, when growing up, Magic Johnson was my favorite basketball player.
You didn't buy the Converse?
Magic Johnson sponsored Converse, shitty-ass Converse basketball shoes.
Were they called the Weapons? What were they?
They called shit. That's what they were. They were just shitty.
It was him and Larry couldn't sell one shoe.
Yeah, and it was garbage. So no, I'm going to still buy Nike. I mean, I bought the D Brown pumps, not because of D Brown, because the pumps were dope,
Dude, those were dope.
I mean, come on. So, no, I'm not buying it based on whoever's, selling them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just ruffling feathers. And I'm not, it's...
My take is I don't like how there's the hard line drawn in the sand. It's like either you have to pick a side, you have to pick one side or the other. Why? Why do you have to pick a side? I mean, I personally don't care. I don't wear shoes enough to give two rat shits about it. If they were my favorite sandals, I might think a little more on it. But I don't give two shits if Nike is endorsing Colin Kaepernick to spread this message. I mean, you see the still frame of the sacrifice, everything, and all that's been posted.
Right.
But if you actually watch the entire ad, like, I don't know if many people
He's talking about the dreams, following your dream.
Yeah, and he goes through, and it goes through all these different athletes and their trials and tribulations. I mean, to me, that's a decent message.
Oh no, the commercial is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, but then when you put into context, like the last thing with his face on it, whatever. To me, it's like, what's Nike doing? They're making a strong push to sell more shoes.
Yeah, well, because Adidas has kind of taken over their sales, and they've taken a little hit. And I understand because of this ad, Nike took another hit, but they're not. I don't think Nike's worried about it.
Nike didn't take a huge hit. They dropped like $3 on the open market, and the whole thing with people like, I'm going to boycott, not buy Nike. Nike doesn't give a shit if you
Nike
don't buy
doesn't
it.
care.
Nike cares about their stock price. That's what matters. So if people want to hurt them, sell their stock. That's if you want to hurt Nike. I mean, that's what's going to hurt them.
And I want to scoop it up. I don't know. I've never bought stock, but if this seems like an opportunity for a lot of people.
Yeah, I watched a video, and it's like this one dude just he's reviewing the ad and whatnot, and he's showing all these people who've cut the Nike logos off their existing stuff.
Did you see the socks?
Yeah.
The socks one's the stupidest one.
And it's like, oh, good for you. You're ruining the stuff that you've already purchased. You've already given Nike your money.
If you're not wearing Nike gear, athletic Nike gear, what are you wearing? Champion?
Right.
Russell?
Yeah.
What's your backup sock?
Under Armour? You going Under Armour?
Yeah.
Hanes?
Give me a break. Adidas.
Yeah.
Everyone there's broke people in the world that have one piece of actual Nike gear, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't get my politics or anything from companies. That's ridiculous. They don't give a shit.
And to be honest, at the end of the day, sports. I don't get my politics from sports.
No. And do I agree with what Colin Kaepernick did? Nope. You'll never get me to agree with that. But at the same time, I don't really care. Like, I'm not going to spend all this time talking about it. And that's all it is it's a social media storm. They want that. It's just giving them more attention.
Yeah. It's already been going on. This is the third or fourth year where it's the same thing. Week one,
yeah.
People are still talking about. I'm sure there was someone taking a knee in this first game.
Yeah,
and it's just like, dude, get over it. It's like, if it's not one thing, it's another. If you support it, you're not American.
I'll tell you what,
if you support it, you're a racist. It's just, Jesus.
I haven't seen a cop beat up a person video in a while though, so maybe it's working. I don't know. That's really what it comes down to. We were watching so many bad cop videos, and maybe they were doing the wrong thing. Maybe they were using too much power, but I don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
And so I guess good job, Nike and Colin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
It's just it's one of those issues that shouldn't be an issue, but everybody's making it into a gigantic issue. The race issue, okay, you've got some justification there, but is this the way to go about and do it? I don't know. I mean, it's not my platform to go out and say, oh, this needs to be done because this is happening everywhere. It's like, my beliefs are my beliefs.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I think I said it in a couple episodes ago. When I'm actually there on the field, you player or coach, when I hear the national anthem, I get emotional just hearing it. I stand up and I know what it means to me.
Yeah.
I'm never I can't see myself trying to send a message at that moment because the song, the flag is the message for that moment, and just give it its time.
Yeah. And no matter what, you're on the job. I'm a teacher. I cannot protest and say my political and religious views in my classroom. Yeah. Because I get fired. So, you could protest on your own time all you want, and I'll support your right to protest. I mean, that's kind of where I stand, but not on the job.
No.
Yeah. And, you look at organizations like the Dallas Cowboys. It's like
Jerry's put
it in writing. It's like, you will not be part of this team if you take a knee.
And for Jerry at the same time, I was really proud. Like, he tried to give them their time. If you want to do anything, say anything. Last year when they came out in arms. Yeah. He's understanding, but at the same time, you got to understand his business, and you got to understand that he loves this country and he wants it a certain way.
And he's the owner, and it's his right just as much to frickin' fire you.
Exactly. Yeah. As the employer, it's your company, it's your say. It's like, and props to Jerry Jones.
I think so
for creating that culture. You guys can have a say, but not on my time.
Yeah. And I'm just personally sick of talking about it, just like, I'll be glad when it's done.
It's everywhere. Every time you turn on anything, the Nike ad, it's like, oh, why don't they use Pat Tillman, or why don't they use this? I mean, I read something that a former teammate of mine, he posted, how Pat Tillman's widow was saying that she doesn't want her husband used to be
Like a martyr.
Or to draw a political divide.
exactly to draw a political divide in this situation. It's like that's not what he would have wanted.
No.
I mean, stop throwing his name in there.
Yeah. Well, obviously it gets kind of serious when we get into it. It's the first kind of time that Hold My Whistle's gotten into something political or into a real issue, but it's what's happening right now. And, if it works out as far as the NFL figuring out a way to make everyone happy and people not being just loving football. I hate that when I'm about to talk football, like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the flag now and taking a knee, and Colin hasn't played a snap in 3 years.
Dude, when I watch football, I want to watch football.
I want to watch football. I want to dude out. I want to eat wings, drink a beer, leave me alone, tell me a funny joke.
I want to be like Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
I want to be entertained.
I want to be entertained. I don't want to be political. So
to take things to a lighter note, I've got the Jay Cutler meme.
okay.
Don't care, even if it means not caring about anything. Nike, just do it. Or don't. I don't care.
With a cigarette.
With a
Classic
cigarette.
Jay.
And that will be posted on our Instagram promptly after our show tonight because it's too good not to share.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
and props to Jay Cutler for marrying like a Playboy model. I mean,
The dude has about as much personality as the table we're sitting at.
yes.
But
I bet you he'd be fun to hang out with.
I bet you he's a total cocksucker.
Yeah, that guy just chain smokes Marlboro Reds, Cowboy Killers, and he's drinking Coors Banquet beer.
And he's probably just a douchebag.
Yeah.
He looks like the biggest douchebag.
Just probably hates everything in life.
Yeah, except his wife because she's so hot.
Yeah, I bet he hates her too.
Yeah.
Did she do a Playboy spread, though?
Yeah.
Kristen Cavallari?
I'm almost positive, didn't she? Or no, was I thinking of,
Eric Decker's wife?
no,
Jesse James Decker?
no, she was a country singer. Somebody's wife did a Playboy spread.
Well, bless her heart.
Well, I know Jeff Garcia's wife.
That's who I'm thinking of, Jeff Garcia's
Jeff Garcia. Yeah, I don't want to hang out with Jeff Garcia.
Why?
All right.
wife. Sure you do.
He's a
I don't know.
49er.
The word on the street was back in his Gilroy days.
Yeah, he's a little.
You guys are meeting up halfway and having good old-fashioned pickup truck parties out in the field.
So, final stat line for the game. Julio Jones, 10 for 169.
Ooh, how many tubs?
No tubs.
No tubs, just yards. Wow.
Yeah, but still, like
Bonus,
like
he gets a
33
bonus.
points.
32 points for Julio.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
had Green Balls texting me.
Yeah,
He's annoying.
that puts me down 52 to Big G
Balls.
in the coaches league. But in my other league, come at me, bro. Got me a whopping 48 points. I'll take that out the gate.
Nice. Well, how was college football for you guys last week?
It was awesome for
I
me. My
loved
team, my team remained undefeated, and it's been undefeated since '97. Chico State is going strong. We have yet to lose a game.
Do you guys have a shirt that says undefeated since '97?
I have a sweatshirt. That
Oh,
says
dude, those are
Chico
classic.
State football.
Because I being so close to Santa Barbara, you see the ones for Santa Barbara. Be
Yeah.
like, was it 90 or 92? They've been undefeated.
90, I think, or
Oh man,
something like that.
The Dons or San
No,
Barbara State
UCSB.
College? Oh, okay.
UCSB used to have a football program. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever come out of there?
Jeff Ward?
No, Jeff Ford didn't play there.
Oh, no. Peterson. Adam Peterson. played
Yeah, there you go.
But one of the favorite games that I liked last week was the LSU versus Miami game,
Yeah,
and how LSU just came with it.
The turnover chain was not happening
No.
Sunday.
that's been played out.
Like, Miami looked bad.
They did.
Like, real bad.
And LSU looked good. I liked LSU. I like Ed Orgeron's squad. It was like
I like
fun.
Ed Ogeron.
Baller,
Period.
great coach. But Florida State looked worse. They looked horrible.
Willie Taggart's from Oregon, isn't he?
I believe so.
He was Oregon coach last year.
Yeah.
But their fits look good. I like the
No,
Florida
it looked way too much like Arizona State.
Yep, didn't like it.
You didn't? No, I like the reverse.
I thought it was way too much like Arizona State. They looked flat. They had one guy who looked like he came to play, like he had that big 85-yard run, and other than that, they just looked like they were gonna roll over and die.
And poor coaching. I mean, there's that instance where the dude scored. He did not knee down. And instead of taking your time so they can get the review, they rush to the line, snap the ball, get stuffed for a 3-yard loss, and don't get any points out
Exactly.
of it.
It was a travesty of errors to watch. And it was like, dude, they were ranked, Florida State was ranked 8. No, that was Miami. Miami was 8.
Yeah.
Florida State was 18.
Yeah.
Florida State was 18. Virginia Tech was 19. And Virginia Tech returned like 3 starters. they looked good.
Yeah.
No, they did.
Like, their quarterback did just enough to manage the game, didn't turn the ball over. Their run game was solid. But to me, when you think Virginia Tech, you think special teams. Those motherfuckers are blocking punts, returning balls for scores. It doesn't matter. With or without Frank Beamer, they still play Beamer ball, and they get after it like nobody else on
That place
special teams.
loves football.
Oh, dude, like their special team game is on a whole nother level. It's like those kids that are on special teams for that squad, like they embrace that role. And that's the biggest thing about a special teams player.
Yeah.
Sean likes talking about special teams since he's been the special team coach for the last couple of years. Huh?
Yeah, he is. He's special teams
He's the
coordinator.
man.
Hey,
Extraordinaire.
We scored 3 touchdowns last year.
We did.
Ooh.
Oh, should have had one this year.
Yeah, thanks to Gabe Prendergast.
Yep.
The Michigan Notre Dame game.
Dude, Michigan. I mean, is John Harbaugh on the outs?
Bye-bye.
Is he on the hot seat?
He has to be. Like you look at his win-loss record against good teams.
Well, has he won a Michigan State game?
No, he's
Has
lost.
he won Ohio State?
Nope.
The big ones.
The big ones he loses.
Michigan hasn't they've beat Ohio State, I think, like once in the last 14 years or 13 years.
They had some great opportunities.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they got the transfer kid from Ole Miss, Shea Patterson, the quarterback. He looked bad. Defensively, they looked okay. You know, just offense couldn't do anything. Defense was on the field all day, and it just what's going on over there? You know, it's like this has got to be a put up or shut up year for Jim Harbaugh.
I think Jim's spending too much time in Walmart getting caught buying his tidy whities and his slacks. But the good thing is he's going to have plenty of time after the season to go shopping there more.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be done.
He's got to take a year off.
No, I think
he'll be back
someone's
in the
going to pick him
pros.
up.
You think he's
Position
going
He'll
coach?
go back to the pros. Coordinator.
Yeah.
Head coach. He was better in the pros, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he did a decent job in San Diego.
At 49ers, he did a good job.
I think he did a great job. And I still firmly believe that the GM was talking smack about him. I think you don't have all those players retire if they're not talking smack about Jim Harbaugh. They love him. They still talk about him with mad respect. It was a in-house type of turning on Jim because he was doing a hell of a job down there.
When he's a crazy motherfucker.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
But dude,
He's a mad scientist.
no, he's not.
Not
He's
play
Mike,
wise.
He's not Mike Leach.
Not play wise, but definitely he loves the game and he loves people.
He loves the game because he played the game and he played the game at the highest level. I mean, his name was Captain Comeback. The dude could play the game, and it's translated to the coaching game. I mean, the dude can coach football, but I think his welcome at Michigan has run its course.
Yeah.
I think it's time for him to seek greener pastures and find a new home. You know, not that that's a bad thing. I mean, he tried to do some good stuff at Michigan. Just to me, Michigan is one of those schools that is always on the bubble because Ohio State just out-recruits them, and they always shit the bed against Michigan State, and Wisconsin just ground and pounds them. Yeah. So, you know, they're losing a lot of those local kids to all those rival schools, and they're just having a tough time competing within their division.
Yeah.
And they don't place guys in the NFL.
They don't anymore. They really don't. They'll put a D lineman probably every year. That's about it.
But anyone going to the Midwest is going to Ohio State. Those dudes go to the NFL. Or you're going to the big Pac-12 teams or the SEC. You go to the NFL. Or you go to Boise State over Michigan because you go to the NFL.
Yeah.
You're gonna play somewhere where you're gonna be showcased.
Yeah.
Whereas in Michigan, you're getting the shit kicked out of you. Don't get me wrong, the Big House I hear is an awesome place to play.
Yeah.
It seats like 120,000 people, which is always full, and it's insane.
Hey, but we got a pick right last week. We picked Northwestern.
Yeah, we did. We picked Northwestern over Purdue.
And like we said, the lawyers, they prepared well.
Props.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do we got for this upcoming week, Sean?
Oh, so here's a game. Like I'm looking at the list right now, and you know Michigan's ranked 21st for some reason. They're playing Western Michigan.
Western Michigan. Any takers?
Dan LeFavor and whoever the other guy was isn't there anymore, so it's got to be Michigan. Let's see. Going down the list, Northwestern versus Duke. Here's one. We went to this game on my 21st birthday, Paulo.
Ooh, Oklahoma.
And
UCLA.
Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
UCLA is at Boomer Sooner.
Ooh, that's tough.
They're going to get hosed.
They're going to get hosed.
What's the line?
It's just ESPN. There's no line.
Okay.
Virginia Tech moved up 7 spots. Good for them.
Dang.
Yeah, they're now number 12.
The rankings were pretty crappy before week 1 happened.
Oh, weird. Alabama playing another big game. Arkansas State.
Oh, that should be a barn burner.
Oh, yeah. Alabama always picks the tough pregame schedules.
Oh, my God.
Well, you got to get reps for both your quarterbacks.
Georgia plays South Carolina. That's a pretty good
Yeah.
SEC matchup for the second week. Notre Dame, who gives a shit?
Who do they got?
Wait, does Notre Dame still have a football program?
Oh, I thought they died.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was all condemned with all the priest accusations.
Oh,
Too soon?
ouch.
At the barbershop today. How funny was
That was great.
So
That was
actually,
so
it was
great.
pretty cool. One of the first times all 3 of us, and Randy even came in.
Yeah, dude, the Hold My
The
Whistle.
whole My Whistles crew was in the barbershop, and we're talking, doing our normal thing, laughing, talking inappropriately. Vic, the barber's just rolling with us, and a priest walks in.
Weird.
Mid haircut. Oh, man.
It was a fucking joke in the making.
Oh, this kid's in our, well, I don't even know.
Our
clergy?
parish.
Our parish. Oh, this and that. And I was like, oh.
And then I
man.
drop a nice shit.
Yeah.
And Vic goes, hey, coach, we got a priest here.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, dog.
Maybe, yeah.
So going down the line, I mean, it's just, God, it looks like shit game after shit game.
It's what week 1 should be.
But
When you have the
there's
really
already-
good team versus the D2 team, pretty much.
There's already rivalry games. It's like Penn State's playing Pitt.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that to me is an end of the season. The game that I want to watch, the only one I'm really interested in, is the SC Stanford game.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, Bryce Love should have won the Heisman last
Yep.
year. Rushed over 2,000 yards, getting snubbed again.
ESPN did an article on him. He's looking ready to go.
And I love, like, every time you hear anybody in the sports media, well, it's hard in the West Coast because not so many people see them because they play so late. Bullshit. Half the country lives in the West Coast.
Exactly.
It's because the sports writers that pick things.
Yeah, all pick SEC.
Yep, that's it.
And it's just, dude, it's something about being a Stanford running back where you get no love. I mean,
Yep.
Toby Gerhart should have won the Heisman.
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey
Yep.
should have won the Heisman. Bryce Love should have won the Heisman. I think he's the favorite this year to win the Heisman.
If he wins it, it's,
But remember, Christian was the favorite as well, and he didn't win it.
He didn't win it, and he balled. So that game could be interesting. They're at Stanford, which is always tough for SC because it's Stanford, and you get a bunch of rich kids running around. Well, I should
they're
say
smart
that.
kids. They're not.
Both schools
They're
are really
smart
rich,
kids,
so
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know where I'm going with that. Another game on the list, Cal at BYU. Not so much the interest, but there's a local kid, semi-local kid at Cal. The running back is from Mission Prep, right?
Yeah, Patrick Laird, starting running back.
Yeah, he was a former walk-on, correct?
Dude, he was a walk-on, and as a true freshman, he played. He played and earned a scholarship.
Yeah, dude, he balled last year. Like, he runs hard.
And he's, fast. That kid, white dude, and I remember coaching against him in the All-Star game. And, I didn't think he was as good as he was. And he rips off a freaking 75-yard touchdown run in the All-Star game. And he looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
Man, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know it? Dude, watch him run, dude.
Dude's a baller.
He runs hard.
Oh, I definitely have to watch that game then.
And then you got your school, San Jose State, playing Wazoo.
Hey, my neighbor's playing. Number 11, he's playing middle backer Jesse Osuna. You should watch this kid play. He went to Valley Christian High School. He actually got kicked out his senior year for freaking fighting his quarterback, and he still got a scholarship. He was a defensive player of the year 2 times for the San Jose Mercury News. He is something to watch.
Well, there's another local kid on San Jose State, Bailey Gaither.
Oh, there's actually, I think there's another Paso Robles.
Yeah, there's
kid
a lineman on that
there's
team
a
as well.
couple of
But Bailey
Paso-
Gaither, wide receiver, he was a baller too, man.
Dude could return kicks, run nines. I mean, the dude was legit.
Yeah, really
I
good.
always have hope that San Jose State does something. They just don't win games.
They're not good enough.
I know it's kind of off topic of college football, but we did have 2 local kids sign with the Seahawks practice squad. So now LaVon Coleman,
Oh, did he get that? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and Akeem King from Napomo High School. I was actually
Wow.
his defensive coordinator. This will be his 4th or 5th year in the NFL on a practice squad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because he was in Atlanta for the first 4, right? Or
He
first
was
3?
in Atlanta for the first 2, I think, or no, 3, 2.5, and then he was with Kansas City last year, and then ended up with Seattle. Now he's back with them again.
So I really don't know. The conversation always comes up when you're talking about practice team. How much are they getting paid?
like $8,000 a week.
It's $10,000 a week.
Yeah, something like
10,000 a week.
And just for the season.
Yes, they have. There's no contract.
Summer, no.
And they can cut them at any time. Like, they don't want you on the practice squad anymore. They want to bring in another guy. They'll do
But
that.
10,000 a week, 160,000. That's not bad.
170,000.
170, right?
Yeah,
And that's
decent.
That's decent.
Yeah, their only issue is they don't get years into the players' union. They don't get paid into the retirement. But I mean, still, you're still playing football.
Yeah, that's a good job out of college.
Yeah, you're getting paid. I mean, it's not the best thing, but it's a foot in the door.
Yeah.
And look what happens to guys from the practice squad. You get pulled up.
We also got a lot of our ex-players playing in college games this week. Tim Gauthier for PLU.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing against Cal-Lu.
And we got AJ Reynoso, Josh Patrick, and Turtle, Jackson Valencia at Hancock. They're playing against El Camino this week.
Oh, that should be a tough one.
Then Ramon Lazaret starting at left tackle for Santa Barbara City. And they won big last week, 45-0 against Compton JC.
Is he playing right or left side?
Left tackle.
Left tackle.
Dude, Ramon's so big right now.
They're hyped on
He's
him.
listed at 6'4", 295.
Are you kidding?
He's
Dang,
a solid
he grew.
6'5".
Dude, he, like they say, he's big enough to eat hay.
His beard is on point too.
Yeah.
I love. I didn't. He was going to play football. I think anyway. But I love how we found him.
It's all Paulo Agloni.
It was my first year. We're in the weight room, and I see a kid who's, at the time, he was probably, 6'1", 6 foot?
Yeah.
But he was the tallest kid in his junior high, and I saw him. And he's outside of the high school playing basketball in front of our weight room, and he sucks at hoops. He sucks, and I'm just looking at him like, this kid needs to play ball. So I go, hey, bro, come over here. I'm like, you going to play football? He goes, nah, I don't think about it. I'm like, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you 10 shots from the free throw line. If you make 3, you could do whatever you want with your summer. But if you don't make 3, you got to come to one practice. He missed 2. He makes 2, and then it's the last shot. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid's going to miss it. The 10th shot, rims out and goes out. I'm like, I'll see you on practice on Monday. And I walk away like this. But and the kid became part of the program, loved it. And he redshirted last year at Santa Barbara City, right?
Redshirted.
If he's got the body, he's got the size, he's got the heart for it. That's all you really need. And if a program picks him up, they're lucky to have a kid like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it was funny. I was talking to his brother today, and Marco's like, "Oh, fuck that guy." I got a good kick out of that.
Yeah.
Well, because Marco looked like he was going to grow to be just as tall, and I don't think it's going to happen.
No, he's going to be way short of Ramon.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Well, excited to watch all these games. Excited to have football back in our lives. I want to thank Josh for coming down, being another episode of Hold My Whistle. Huh?
Yeah. So just a side note before we close out today.
Okay.
The Hold My Whistle crew went and did a little whiskey tasting today.
We did. We did a special edition of Whiskey Time.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't on today's show. We went to Ascendant Spirits in Buellton. So if you follow us, be sure to keep an eye out for that video coming to YouTube very soon.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a little caveat too, just to prepare the viewers and the listeners. I mean, it's going to be a great video show, but just keep in mind, the rumor is the camera puts on 10 pounds. So if Paulo seems a little bigger than normal,
right. I'm not really that
the
big.
camera. It's just the camera.
And I also think the camera takes away a little bit of hair.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I also have more hair.
It's lighting.
It is.
It was a funny angle.
Yeah.
It was a funny angle.
But no, it's our first video. Check it out. You could also listen to us on YouTube, but we're going to start giving you some options to watch us and see what we do on our spare time. Having fun. But again, I wanted to say thanks for Josh for being here.
Thank you.
Sean, good show. Hope you get rid of your nasally.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you've been hearing his boogers all day.
I probably sound so nasally. It's terrible. But I haven't sneezed, and I haven't had just my nose running all over the place, so it's been okay.
All right. Well, like I said, it's Hold My Whistle. I'm Paulo. He's Sean, and we're out.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your